The Acer C720 is my first Chromebook, and the hardware inside this $200 laptop is impressive. It has an Intel Celeron processor clocked at 1.4 GHz, 2 gigs of DDR3 RAM, and a 16 gig SSD which makes bootups very fast. The laptop has a plastic build, but it still feels solid. There was no creaking or flex while carrying it around. The screen is 11.6 inches and has a resolution of 1366 by 768. The bezels around the screen could be thinner. The screen gets bright enough for day-to-day use, but it also gets very dark. The screen is a TN panel, so the viewing angles are not great. The keyboard is very small, but typing on it is easy. There are no function keys on the keyboard, but they have no use in Chrome OS anyway, so why even put them there? The keys are spaced out nicely and makes it very enjoyable to type. The trackpad is very small, but it isn't as impressive as the keyboard. But for basic web browsing, it should do the job just fine. In fact, this laptop functions perfectly while web browsing. It is very quick while scrolling, and there's little to no lag. Web pages load almost instantly. Battery life is good. I got about 4 to 5 hours of continuous use at full brightness. The C720 isn't unbearably thick, but it is quite light because of its plastic build, so I wouldn't mind carrying this laptop around. I never did anything too intensive on the laptop, so I couldn't hear the fan spinning up. There are some minor things that annoyed me, however, like this machine needs internet to use to its full potential, and yet the C720p does not have an Ethernet port. So to get full functionality, you have to be connected to Wi-Fi at all times. Also, a lot of businessmen and students might buy this laptop to make documents and presentations. But for a laptop that might be used to do presentations, it doesn't have a VGA port to connect it to projectors. The trackpad also doesn't have a right-click button, and a two-finger tap just isn't as convenient. But this laptop might be the best laptop for students on a budget. Even with those minor problems, I still didn't feel the need to use a much more expensive Windows or Apple computer while I was web browsing or playing casual games. This computer does what it is built to do and doesn't try to do what it can't. The plastic build and low-res screen lets you know this up front, and that isn't a bad thing. If you buy this laptop for school and use it to type essays and do research for the essays, also if you're a big user of Google services, you wouldn't find yourself needing anything else.